Let's start with the second video of while loops covered in Python language. In this video, we will learn that how we can use the length under our while loop. In this program, we will see that how we can print some statement for multiple times using while loop. And this time we will print this statement using length. So here given is the string and the name of the string is str and the value of the string is hello. Also here given is count is equal to 0 and length is equal to length of str. So the length of str will be 5. So what we need to do, we just need to print the length. So we will just print 5 in the output because the length of string is 5 as HELLO. As there are 5 characters, so the length of the string str is 5. So we have printed the length of the string str. Now here given is the while loop, and under the while loop the condition given is if count is less than length. So what we need to do, we just need to check the condition that if 0 is less than 5, so yes, 0 is less than 5. As the condition is true, so we will just go to the statements and we will just print str, which is hello, and just increment the value of count by 1. So as we have studied earlier that we have already gone through the same situation, but this time we are using the concept of length with a while loop. So we will just print the hello for the 5 times, because as we know that in the first condition 0 is less than 5, then it will be 1 is less than 5, then 2 is less than 5, then after that incrementing the value, it will be 3 is less than 5, and at the last it will be 4 is less than 5, because when we will reach at 5 is less than 5, so it will become false. So how many times we need to print hello? 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and at the last condition when it is if 5 is less than 5, at that time the condition becomes false, so we will just come out of the while loop. It means the program is now complete. Let's revise the code. The output is 5 because we have printed the length of string str, and after that we have printed hello for the 5 times because the given condition is true for us for the 5 times, and after that when the condition become false, we have just come out of the while loop. In this program, we will print some statement for multiple times and some statements for only once. So we will repeat the same process, that if we are required to print the statement for only once, then we will just exclude it from the while loop, and if we are required to print the statement for multiple times, then we will include that statements under the while loop. In the first line it is written to print start, so we will just print start. After that the value of count is given as 0, and string str is edudeva, so the length of the string str, which is len is equal to len str, is 7. So when we are required to print len, so we will print 7 in the output. So what we have done, in the first line we are supposed to print start, and now we are supposed to print the length of string str. Now we will just go under the while loop and we will just print edudeva for the 7 times, because this length of the string str is 7. So we will just print the value of string str, which is edudeva, for 7 times. Now At the last point, when the condition of the while loop become false, we will just come out of the while loop and we will just print stop at the end. So what we are doing, we have already done the same program, but at that time we have taken the value of n as 7, but this time we are using the concept of length, that we will just calculate the length of the given string, and then under the condition of the while loop we will use the value of length. Let's revise the code. In the first line we have printed the value of star. After that we have printed the value of length, and then we have printed the value of string str, which is edudeva, for 7 times, because for 7 times the condition of while loop is true, and after that the condition of while loop comes to be false. And when the condition of while loop comes to false, we will just come out of the while loop, and after the while loop we are supposed to print stop at the end. Now we will see that how we can use variable values under while loop. In this program we will print the given variable for multiple times. So let's see, here it is given as n is equal to 5, and also it is given as count is equal to 0. So this time we will print the value of the given variable. Under the while loop, the condition given is while count is less than n. It means that while 0 is less than 5. So as the condition is true, so we will just print n. It means we will just print 5 in the output. After that it is count plus is equal to 1. It means the value of count will be incremented by 1. Now we will check that is 1 is less than 5. Yes, 1 is less than 5. So we will just print 5 again. Now the value of count will be 2, and it is 2 is less than 5. Yes, 2 is less than 5. So we will just print 5 again. Now the value of count is 3, and it is 3 is less than 5. Yes, 3 is less than 5. So we will just print the value of n as 5 again. Now the value of count is 4, and we will check that is 4 is less than 5. Yes, 4 is less than 5. So we will just print 5 again. Now the value of count is 5, and when we will check that is 5 is less than 5, no, 5 is less than 5 is false. So we will just come out of the while loop and the program will end. Let's revise the code. Right now we have done that how we can print the value of strings by using while loop, but this time we have done that how we can print the value of the given variable for multiple times. So as we are supposed to print the value of given variable for multiple times, so we have used while loop and we have printed the value of variable till the condition of while loop comes to be false. In this program, we will try to print the range using while loop. In the earlier program, we have tried to print the value of given variable, but now we will try to print the value of range. So let's check the same. As n is equal to 5 and count is equal to 0. So the condition is same as the previous program, that count is less than n. So let's see the difference between the output. In the previous program, we have tried to print the value of n, but this time we have tried to print the value of count. At the first point, we will check that is 0 is less than 5. Yes, 0 is less than 5. So instead of printing the value of n, this time we will print the value of count, which is 0. Now count plus is equal to 1. It means the new value of count is 1. So we will check that is 1 is less than 5. Yes, 1 is less than 5. So we will just print the output as 1. Now the value of count is 2 and the condition is also true. So we will just print 2 as the output. Now the value of count is 3 and condition also become true because 3 is less than 5. So we will print 3. After that the value of count is now 4 because 3 plus 1 is 4, so we will just print 4 in the output because 4 is less than 5 is also true. So the new value of count will be 4 plus 1, which is equal to 5, and when we will check for 5 is less than 5, so it will become false. So we will just come out of the while loop, and we can just see that we have printed the range under the while loop. Let's revise the code. This time we have tried to print the value of range using while loop. So what we have done, the value of n is given as 5 and the value of count is given as 0, and we have applied for the while loop, which will run for 5 times and it will print the range for each step. In this program, we will try to print the counting using the while loop. So as we have tried to print the range in the previous program, so this time we will try to print the counting, and to print the counting, we will just add 1 at the each step in a range, because a range starts from 0, because we need to follow the consistency, and from the starting we are taking a range as 0. So as we know that the counting starts from 1, so every time we will just add 1 in the count. So 1 and the same condition, n is equal to 5 and count is equal to 0, and the condition is y count is less than n. So we will check that is 0 is less than 5. So as the condition is true, so we will just print count plus 1. So we will just print 1 in the output because the value of count is 0 and 0 plus 1 is 1. Now the value of count will be 1, and we will check that is 1 is less than 5. Yes, 1 is less than 5. So as the value of count is 1, so we will print 2 because it is written as count plus 1. So 1 plus 1 is 2. Now the value of count will become 2 because it is written as count plus is equal to 1. It is the incrementing statement. In this statement, we need to increment the value of given variable by 1. Now is 2 is less than 5? Yes, 2 is less than 5. So we will print 3 in the output. Now the value of count will become 3, and we will check for 3 is less than 5. Yes, 3 is less than 5 is true again. So we will print 4 in the output. Now the value of count is 4, and we will check for 4 is less than 5, which is true again. So we will just print 5 in the output, and now when the value of count will become 5, then the condition of the while loop becomes false. So we will just come out of the while loop. Let's revise the code again. To print the counting using while loop, we will just use count plus 1 under our output. So as we are required to print the counting using while loop, so we are using the print statement of count plus 1. Rest of the condition will remain same. Now we will see that how we can change variables values under while loop. In this program, we will see that how we can print the twice value of the numbers using the while loop. So we will just change the value of the given variable under the while loop. Here n is equal to 5 and count is equal to 0, and also here given is the variable that is twice, and the value of twice is equal to 0. So the condition is same, that is count is less than n. Now we will check that is 0 is less than 5. Yes, 0 is less than 5. As the condition is true, we will just go to the statements of the while loop, which is count plus is equal to 1. So the value of count will be 1, and twice is equal to count multiply by 2. So twice will be 1 multiply by 2, which is 2. So we will just print the value of twice, which is 2. Now we will check that is 1 is less than 5 because the latest updated value of count is 1. So we will check that is 1 is less than 5. Yes, 1 is less than 5. So we will just increment the value of count first, and the new value of count will be 2. Now twice will be count multiplied by 2, which is 4. So we will just print 4 in the output. Now we will check that is 2 is less than 5. Yes, 2 is less than 5. So the new value of count will be 3 and the value of twice will be 6, because 3 multiplied by 2 is 6. So we will just print 6 in the output. Now we will check that is 3 is less than 5. Yes, 3 is less than 5. So the new value of count will be 4 and the value of twice will be 8. So we will just print 8 in the output. Now we will check that is 4 is less than 5. Yes, 4 is less than 5. So the new value of count will be 5. But after incrementing the value of count, we are supposed to calculate the value of twice, which is 10. And then we will print the value of twice, which is 10. And now the condition of the while loop becomes false. And as the condition of while loop becomes false, we will just come out of the while loop. Let's revise the code. In this code, we are supposed to print the twice value of the numbers using the while loop. So what we have done, we have taken the value of n as 5, the value of count as 0 and value of twice as 0. And we have taken the condition as while count is less than n, and every time when the condition is true, so we are calculating the value of twice and then printing the value of twice as 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10. In this program we will see that how we can print the sum of all numbers using the while loop. So in the previous programs we are using the print statement under the while loop, so we are required to print the output again and again, but now we are using the print statement after the end of the while loop, so we will just print the output only once. Now n is equal to 5, count is equal to 0 and sum is also equal to 0, and one and the same condition, that is count is less than n, which is 0 is less than 5. Yes, 0 is less than 5. So the value of count is 1 and sum will be sum plus count. The sum will be 0 plus 1, which will be 1. Now we will check that is 1 is less than 5. Yes, 1 is less than 5. So the value of count will be 2 and the value of sum will be 1 plus 2, which will be 3. Now we will check that is 2 is less than 5. Yes, 2 is less than 5. So the new value of count will be 3 and the value of the sum will be 3 plus 3, which is 6. Now it it will be that is 3 is less than 5. Yes, 3 is less than 5. So the new value of count will be 4 and the value of sum will be 6 plus 4, which is 10. Now the condition is 4 is less than 5. Yes, 4 is less than 5. So the new value of count will be 5 and the new value of sum will be 10 plus 5, which is 15. Now as the condition become false, when we will check that is 5 is less than 5, because the latest updated value of count is 5. So as the condition become false, so we will just come out of the while loop, and after the end of the while loop we have given the statement that print sum. So we will just print the value of sum, which is 15. Let's revise the code. In this code we have revised one thing, that if the print statement is given outside the while loop, then we will just give the output only for once, and if the print statement is given under the while loop, then we will give the output again and again every time when our while loop will run. Thank you very much.